Hello all, and welcome back to a summary for our Metal in the Streets, 8 Blades in the Dark campaign. We continued on to our second score, the attempt to haunt the merchant part of the warehouse of the Stonewater District. Upon arrival, the crew was heavily relying on Needle in order to start the haunting. When the crew got there, Needle was nowhere to be found. He had been distracted by the nearby rivers and some kind of mer creature beneath the depths. While he was gone, the group tried to improvise. Calling upon Gwen, a assistant whisperer, the group realized that a gang of the Lampblacks were protecting the area. Trying to terrorize them and go with the inspector route, the Lampblacks didn't seem as receptive, but they were a little nervous about the supernatural. However, they had backup to deal with such things. As the group encountered this backup, one of them slipped away to go after Lillian. The creature turned out to be a vampire who had gotten a taste for their blood, or at least suspected they did. The other turned out to be Scarlock's maid, a little confused at what her standing in all this was. Eventually they did get Gwen off to the area and caused a bit of a panic, and when Needle returned, seeing the vampire situation with Lillian, who had managed to freeze the vampire, Needle wasted no time summoning a powerful ghost, probably more powerful than he's used to. The elemental energy connected in that ghost began to rain out, wondering if he had summoned something far beyond just your ordinary ghost. Deciding what to do next, he unleashed this horror upon the marketplace, terrifying those that remained and forcing the vampire to retreat. And with that, the crew had done what they had promised and had earned the turf. Now it only going to take some time to set up. With that, the crew rested and recovered, being called out to various things. Two of the members, Lillian and Soren, went to meet with Skurlock, who wanted to discuss their recent delve into the supernatural and explain that dealing with demons and other such monstrosities are not welcome, and that Lady Kane, the vampire as it were, was his niece, and that the group needed to be careful about how they tread going forward. Meanwhile, Needle had slipped into the Archive of Echoes and managed to procure a tome about the hierarchy of demons. Needle had become interested after being confused of where he stood with his patron, the Lady Satara, and what seemed to be upsetting her he could not figure out. This led him to take the book, as he was chased off a little. He did, however, encounter Gwellen along the way, who mentioned some of the Skovland refugees may have found something, making ghosts harder to compel. She passed on some names in hopes of solving this problem. Meanwhile, the Flash had turned his attention to other things, securing some assets for future developments. He had managed to buy up a black gem skull from the Duchess as she was changing up shops, in case they needed to do another potent ritual and didn't have their usual assets with them. He would be prepared this time. With that, he decided to go ask Esma who you'd look into when dealing with demons, particularly unsealing one. Esma was concerned about this topic of conversation and said that the reverse, sealing a demon, you would look to the gondoliers if you couldn't go through legal channels. With that, Flash takes this information and is prepared to bring it back to the crew. And we leave off with the crew coming back together to decide what to do next. And with that all, that's been our summary this week. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week, and I'll see you at the table. Bye for now.